everyone, welcome back to Pepper's Pages. I am back again, finally. I was hoping to have started recording videos by now, but things have been a little hectic around here. If you watched my last video, you will see that I was very big pregnant at the time, honestly pretty close to popping. Finally had our son. And I kind of wanted to do another little life update and introduce him, and hopefully the next video I can get caught up on the books that I've been reading this year. So to start off, earlier this year in February, actually the weekend after my 29th birthday, I was out with some friends and had been feeling really sick, and I mean like really sick. And I convinced myself that day to take a test. I was really convinced that if I was not pregnant, then I had like some serious illness or something. I'd even texted my sister and told her if I'm not pregnant, like something's really wrong with me. She told me to go ahead and test. So that day I went home and it lit up faster than I ever could have expected. I called my sister and showed her the test just so she could confirm that I was not losing my mind. And sure enough, it was very positive. Also, off track, excuse me for sounding very congested. I've been kind of sick this week. But we were very nervous. It was very unexpected, but ultimately a huge blessing. I am very thankful that I had such an easy pregnancy. The first trimester was very rough. I spent most of the time sick. I actually didn't find out that I was pregnant until almost 3 months in. I've just been very irregular most of my life, so there was nothing throwing up red flags telling me that there was something off until that point. But I spent a lot of the time sick. I had to change toothpaste because even the smell of that got to me. But we got through that. The second trimester was very smooth. I honestly enjoyed that a lot more than either the first or the third trimester. By the end of the third trimester, I was so miserable. I was huge. I could barely move. The poor little guy was running out of room himself and was letting me know that. Originally, my due date was supposed to be October 5th. We had planned induction for the 6th, and I had it in my head for a long time that we were not going to make it that far. Something said that he was going to be pretty early. I'm very thankful that it ended up not being that way because he's very healthy and very happy, honestly. So it worked out the way that it was supposed to. Let me grab him really quick so that I can introduce him to you guys. This is Theodore Lee. He was born October 1st. On September 30th, we were grocery shopping in Walmart and my water broke. I'd had an idea that that might happen because we went in there often to look for certain things, in particular for my partner often. So I was very afraid that it would happen. I had gotten off work that day. I believe it was a Monday. No, it was a Tuesday. And we were shopping for groceries and I felt it happen. I wasn't sure what was happening. I was a little confused because in movies you mostly see when the water breaks, it goes everywhere. That was not the case. A lot of people had told me that their water had never broken before, so I wasn't sure what to expect, especially with this being my first. I am very grateful to have had my sister to walk me through the entire pregnancy though. So I called her just to verify that that's what was going on. And she told me, hey, you may want to head to the hospital. So we came home, told Behemoth, hey, we'll be back. Poor little cat has been was very confused. He's been great through all this. But we went to the hospital. They said, yep, your water's broken. They got me into a room, got us comfortable. Immediately asked if we wanted to start Pitocin and the epidural. And if I could go back in time, I honestly would have said, yes, let's go ahead and do that. Not the Pitocin, but the epidural. I think the craziest thing about being in labor up until the Pitocin actually kicked in was I was not feeling contractions. I was in early labor for about 2 weeks. All of us were convinced that I could go at any time. So when we got into the hospital, the chart was showing my contractions were very high, but I wasn't really feeling anything. So we just kind of went with it. My partner slept for a while. I wanted him to be very rested for when things actually kicked off. I couldn't sleep. My sister was there with us. My mom and his great-grandma were there for a little while, and then my niece and nephew. So I'm glad that we got to have them there for a little while until things really started. But time felt very strange in the hospital room. It didn't feel like we were up all night long. I think it was the anticipation and just being excited that things were finally kicking off. But me and my sister stayed up talking all night. We had movies playing in the background. I don't even remember what was on, honestly. I know we started with The Office, but around 3 or so in the morning, they came in and started my Pitocin. And it took about an hour or so for that to really kick in. I've always heard horror stories about Pitocin, and I believe them now because that was another kind of pain. I've never felt anything like that before. I had originally intended to get an epidural, and I told them my biggest fear was waiting too long and not being able to get it. I don't know, I was just very nervous, and they told me you'll know when you need it. So the epidural, or the Pitocin, kicked in, and I told my sister, hey, I need that epidural. She went and told the staff, and the staff said that their anesthesiologist wouldn't be there until 5 a.m. So starting at 3 a.m., the contractions started, and they ramped up so fast. I really, like, all of it's such a blur now, and I'm thankful for that because it was honestly pretty traumatic. It wasn't the worst thing that I've ever been through, but I will never ever forget that pain. They ended up having to come in and give me some pain medication that apparently is off the market to anybody but women in labor. That had me floating. Like, it was so strong that I remember closing my eyes and immediately going into like dreams, and I would quit breathing and my sister would have to wake me up. So that was a trip, and then it started to wear off, and the team was kind of waiting around, and I felt the need to bear down. I told my sister, and she went and got the nursing staff, and they came out and checked me, and I was already at a 9, which I had been at a 4 or a 5 for about 2 weeks before that. So I honestly wasn't very surprised by that. I think they were, because I don't think they were expecting it to progress as fast as it did. But the team came in. I started telling them, like, hey, you're gonna have to give me something, because my partner said that I was gripping the bed so hard that my fingers were turning white. I vaguely remember that, to be completely honest with you. I just remember how bad the pain was and how it felt for him to move through my body. It was honestly insane. I'm trying not to be too TMI because it's a lot, but I do want to be open about the experience because I've appreciated everyone online who's been open about their own. So around 5 a.m., things are at their peak. It's any moment now that he's going to be on his way. The anesthesiologist team comes in and they ask me if I'm able to sit up long enough to get an epidural. I did not know this, but when you have an epidural, you have to sit up for at least 20 minutes, and my contractions were 30 seconds apart and were so strong that I was literally shutting down and trying to push already. So they were not able to give me the epidural. So I had it in my mind, like I was like, hopefully they can do something, because I told them no, I can't set up, because I was so scared that a contraction would hit and it would cause a lot of damage. So I had a hope that something might happen and they could do it. I think part of me was convinced that it would happen, and my sister and my partner and the nurses were all telling me, breathe, just make sure you keep breathing. That's really all I remember. I do vaguely remember my sister asking them if they were going to tell me that I wasn't getting an epidural, and her looking me in the face because I couldn't breathe, I couldn't think. And she said, you're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to do it on your own. And she said that I was mean mugging her. I did not mean to, but I've never felt a pain like that before in my entire life. And I've had some health problems throughout my life that made me feel like it really prepared me for this. I have a pretty high pain tolerance, to be honest, and yeah, I've never ever felt anything like that before, and honestly don't ever want to experience that again. But they got me ready. I had my partner and my sister on either side of me, which I'm very thankful for, because I honestly don't think that I could have made it through any of that without them. The nursing staff was amazing. My doctor came in, and I vaguely remember them mentioning that she had come in. And they got me set up, and the first 2 pushes, the only thing I can think about is how women who go naturally talk about the ring of fire. I don't remember experiencing that. I don't remember it hurting. The first 2 pushes I was scared because I was thinking about that and knew that it would hurt. So they gave me a minute, let me breathe for a second, and they said, okay, we're gonna go 2 more pushes whenever you're ready. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, you've been through this pain before. It's no different than the health things that I've dealt with in the past, honestly. And I was thinking to myself, okay, we're gonna finish this now, because I couldn't do it any longer. So we got him out in 4 pushes. It went really fast. I barely remember being stitched up, which they said was honestly pretty gnarly what happened. But they put him on me, and I'll never forget that. Just hearing him cry, I was very, very out of it. He wants to eat, but he's fighting me on it. He's making a mess. But it went well. I was in a lot of pain for several weeks. The hospital staff was so good to us. They ended up moving us to a postpartum room, and we got to stay there for a night. I didn't sleep. Me and him did not sleep. I think I was so wired up from everything that had happened, and just so enamored by the fact that this kid was actually here. So we stayed up all night watching scary movies. The poor nursing staff, every time they had a shift change, I felt so bad, because I was like, man, they're gonna walk in here and I'm watching Halloween, you know? So yeah, that was the hospital experience. We came home on Thursday, and honestly, I personally wasn't as scared as I thought I would be, being home with him by ourselves. I did miss us having the help that we had, especially with me not being able to get up. I spent a large amount of time either in this chair or in bed, because I just was in so much pain. Ended up going to the ER once and got all that taken care of. And after about a week, or no, it was about 2 weeks, I was able to get up and start walking again. I felt so much better. Can you see how this kid's laying right now? We kind of got on a routine. Like, that entire month feels like such a blur. But it was a huge blessing for all of us to get to be home together for as long as we got to. I'm very thankful that my partner got to be home as long as he did, because I couldn't have done it by myself. A lot of people talk about the newborn trenches as like the worst thing that they've ever been through. I'd have to say with this kid, it's been hard because we're trying to learn each other and learn how to take care of him. But he has honestly been the best kid. He doesn't cry unless he's really upset or feels like nobody's coming to help him. He honestly doesn't even cry when he needs his diaper changed. Like, we just keep, I don't know if it's just because we keep him from crying, or we do our best to do that, or if he's just so chill. I know the first couple of weeks is probably because I was on so much pain medication that it probably had him pretty subdued. But even now, he's just the chillest little thing. Like, this is what he does. I literally just got back from the library. Anytime we go up there, if we go out to eat or anything, we put him in that car seat. He sleeps the whole time. He pretty much sleeps the whole time when he's home too. All he wants is to be fed and loved, like held. So it's been great. I feel like we've fallen into a pretty good routine. Especially the last week that I got to be home. We had it figured out pretty good. I was by myself that entire week and it flew by. I was really scared, but it ended up being wonderful. And I hate that it came to an end so fast, or that it flew by as fast as it did. So I ended up having to go back to work on November 3rd. I was not happy about that. I had the hardest time, but I knew he was going to be taken care of, and he would be safe. And I am just down the road from him, because I only work a few minutes away from home, so on lunches I can come home and see him, and that's helped a lot. But he has already got like the best personality. He smiles a lot in his sleep. He's a very active sleeper. I have a lot of pictures of him and videos of him just like rolling his little eyes around. He loves to mean mug us. He actually just started learning how to smile when he's awake, and if I giggle, he'll like stare at you like, what? So I know he's gonna have an interesting little attitude as he gets older. His eyes are starting to lighten up already. We didn't know if he would have blue or green eyes. We didn't know if he would have brown, red, or blonde hair, because it's just it varies so much through our family and with us. My partner was actually almost white blonde when he was a baby and is now dark-headed with a little bit of blonde. I've always been kind of a strawberry blondish, like brunette mix, but the ginger gene runs in our family. It kind of looks like he may be a ginger right now. If you get him in the sunlight, his hair is very bright red, but it looks darker. The poor baby has the hairline of a he has the hairline of a 60-year-old right now because of his cradle cap. So hopefully that'll start growing back soon. But his eyes have started to lighten up to a very light blue. I know we still have a few months until they actually settle into whatever color they're going to be, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be blue. He didn't lose any weight. He kept his birth weight even up to the first doctor's appointment. He weighed more. He was 7 pounds 11 ounces when he was born. When we went to the first doctor's appointment, he was 7'14". And the next one, he was about 8'4". So I'm thinking he's probably almost 10 pounds now. But he's already in a size 1. This is one of the few newborn sizes that can actually fit him still. I've been trying to use all of the outfits that we got newborn size as much as possible until he can't wear them anymore, because some of them are very tight now, which is so funny. This is probably the only time I will show him on camera. I will say it is probably most likely going to be the only time I show him on camera, because I want to protect him and his privacy. I don't really talk or show anything from my personal life on here, but I wanted to introduce our newest little bookworm. So I'll hold it up. Let me see if I can. He's very out of it. Come here, baby. All he does is sleep. He uses his hands a lot. He likes to sleep like this. Yeah, he sleeps like that. If you're holding him like I was just a second ago, a lot of times he'll stick his arm out and lay like that on it. He's just the funniest little guy. He always has milk on him everywhere. He has a habit of not falling asleep unless he's holding a hunk of my hair. Trying to break that now before he starts pulling all my hair out. I'm just probably gonna end up having to cut it off, but I can't, it's already so long now, it's just in the way anyway. But yeah, this is Theodore, and we're so happy and so blessed to have him. I can't wait for him to get older so we can start showing him the things that we love and see what he likes. And I also can't wait to get a little bit more sleep. Right now we're waking up about twice a night, which is not too bad. It's been that way for a while. For a while he was waking up around between 1 and 2 a.m. and then again between 3:30 and 4:30. And then again around 6. Now we really only wake up about between 3 and 4, and then I can get him settled and get myself down to sleep for another hour before I have to get up for work. A lot of mornings, if we're home, like this morning, we were able to just sleep in. I'll take him out of his bassinet and lay him on the bed, and I promise you I'm very careful. I would never do anything to harm this little guy. But we sleep very well when we do that. He just naps. He loves his swing. He loves his sway seat that we have. My sister got us a bassinet crib that's leveled so that we can reach him easier, and that's been a blessing. But ultimately he loves his swing. He's starting to be able to see more, so now he follows our faces, watches us very closely. If we're moving around, he can watch us occasionally. For the most part, he just doesn't care. Like, he just does not seem interested unless it's a bright light or the window. So it's been good. I'm very thankful that the pregnancy is over. Honestly, I'm so thankful that it's over. I'm excited for him to get a little more strength in his neck. He's doing really good. I've been giving him a bath every night, and you could tell each time he gets stronger and stronger. When we're holding him, he could hold up his head for quite a while. If he's on his tummy, because we've been working on tummy time, he could hold it up for about 15 seconds. I just want to make this guy the most independent thing on the planet. And I hope to God that I'm catching him smiling right now, because sometimes in his sleep he'll just start smiling. He might be trying to drop a load, honestly. Yeah, we're almost done. But yeah, I feel very thankful. I'm so happy. Again, it's not been the easiest thing, but also I'm very, very thankful for how great this kid is and how easy he's been to take care of. Behemoth has done really well with him. When we came home, we let him sniff his blanket. We put him in the bathroom, let him sniff it. My mom helped us come home. My sister came over for a little bit. And when he came out, he was very confused. Sniffed of him just a little bit. The first time he heard him cry, he took off and was like, I want no part of that. Now, if he whines or anything, Behemoth will get up on the little footstool that I have and watch him through the mesh of the crib that we have, or he'll like get up in my lap to make sure he's okay. He's been very patient with him. A lot of the times we'll let him curl up in our laps with him, and I think that they're going to end up being very good buddies. But that is all I have for today. I have, I think, 18 books that I've read so far this year. I've not even tried to keep myself on track for a goal. I don't care at this moment. I've just been letting life take its course, and I'm thankful that it has all turned out the way that it has. So hopefully soon I can get another video out and talk about some of those books. I read a very interesting Nat Cassidy book recently. I actually just finished another Chuck Palahniuk book that I actually enjoyed. I've had a hard time with his books in the past just because they're so gratuitous, but this one was pretty good. So hopefully we can get that out, but I appreciate you watching this. As always, I hope you all have a great week, an even better day, and until next time, happy reading.